All right. Good evening. Good evening, everyone, leaders, managers, entrepreneurs who are tuned in the Facebook Live tonight. For tonight, we have a special guest. Miss Tony Aquino is joining us. And you can ask your questions, anything about leadership, entrepreneurship, management, and finance and investing tonight on the Discord channel. So if you're not yet sure where the Discord channel is, it's the rolling ticker down there on the screen from.sean.c/discord. You could sign up, it's free, and you could ask your questions there, and we'll load it up during the show. Good evening, Anne. Thank you so much for tuning in. Um, and yeah, without further, I don't need to introduce her. You guys know her from last time. Some of you here are here because of her, Miss Tony Aquino.
Yay!
There you go.
Hi everyone, good evening, and ayun, thank you again, Sean, for inviting me on your show. It's always such an honor to speak with Mr. CEO at 22.
Oh,
Ayan.
the honor is mine. The honor is mine. New mic and new background
I
and
know.
new internet.
Ayan. So hopefully I won't get lost. But yeah, I upgraded my setup. I have like a glowing mic, new
Yeah.
LED lights to just hype up the visuals.
Yon. Ganda niyan. Ganda niya. Yung mic ko, ano lang eh. Old school.
Di naman,
um,
di naman. Pero ang ganda naman ng background din. So you have all your
background,
toys, your
yeah.
collection. Shows so much about your personality, actually.
Really? Well, it will be
Yeah.
blank if it's not there. So, um, Tony, by the way, last time I was watching our recording, and during those times na your internet would act up, it was so funny for me. What I was doing, what I was saying, and then naghahabulan eh. Naghahabulan tayo nun eh. Yung
Mhm.
internet mo naririnig mo ako after a few minutes later. So, it was so funny. But yeah, ang dami nating greetings. So from Anne, I think good evening, Anne. Thank you for joining.
Thank you,
Anjo,
Anne. Hello. Hi, Andrew.
Eowyn, Tabada.
Hello. Hello.
All right. Jade, Margaret. Good evening.
Welcome.
Patrick, good evening.
Hi,
Wag kang,
Patrick. Yeah, I
tama na
remember
yung
him.
fake news. Tama na ang fake news, Patrick. Ah.
Sir Oppa. Okay, speaking of that, actually, I had a trademark post that Sina Inca and like I guessed it on another show recently, and they helped me come up with the trademark post. Kasi meron daw si Chinkitan, yung which is the sea. So
Yeah,
sabi ko, sige nga, I'll make one too. So yun yung money hearts.
money heart, ganon.
Oh, it's like you're holding money, but then instead of using just one finger, you're using two fingers. So it's like you're making a
Got
heart.
it.
Tapos ano din siya, inverted double A's. So ayun, kaya Sir Oppa, and related din siya doon.
Oh man, wag naman. Wag naman sana
Ayaw
yun
ba?
naman.
Nasisira yung branding. Yun ba?
Si ano eh, parang forced branding ni Marvin Germo tsaka Patrick yan eh.
Yung Korean Oppa?
Oo, yung Sir Opa. Sa kanila galing yan eh.
Ah, talaga? Okay, I didn't
Oo,
know
tsaka
that.
kay
Hindi ako
JC, kay
updated.
Juan Carlo.
Okay. Yun kasi yung trend ngayon eh.
Oo nga eh. Si Eldon Paul, good evening daw. Good evening,
Good
Eldon.
evening. Hello, hello.
Beatrice, hello, good evening. And
Hi, hello.
wow, daming greetings tonight. Jet, thanks for joining us. Joel, sabi ni Joel, Money Hearts. Wow, follower mo nga tayo.
Yan. Hello.
Carl
Yeah, I'm
says
seeing
good
familiar
evening.
names.
Yeah, I think these are your listeners. Patricia as well. Good evening. Okay,
Hello.
let's roulette. First question. How can I be financially stable? Wow.
Okay.
Broad first question.
Oo, tama, tama.
You want to go first?
Okay, so first we have to define what being financially stable means. So to me kasi, it isn't about being rich. Being financially stable doesn't mean you're rich. In fact, it isn't even a number at all. So it's more of a mindset, meaning to say you're financially stable if you're confident with your current financial situation. Meaning to say you don't have to stress about money and you get to focus your energy on other parts of your life. So that means number one, you're debt free, you have savings at the end of every month that you put towards future goals, or you just get to do the things that you like. You don't have to worry about paying your bills because you know you'll have the funds for that. So that what it means to be financially stable. How do you become financially stable? I would say the best place to start is to look for a job that pays you steady income. So even better if you find a job that you actually enjoy and at the same time can earn money from. And then, once you got that over, you instead of, thinking about where to invest your money first or thinking about investing your money in the stock market, then you should also look into investing yourself. And that would mean, taking up courses, attending classes, seminars where you get to build your own skill set. And you get to put more of your time, your energy, and your money to teach yourself with the skills that you need. So that to me is what financially stable is, or what financially stability is. How about you, Sean? Baka iba yung definition mo.
Perfect definition, actually. Agree 100%. As to the how, you said it, I'll just add a little bit. So, if you're familiar with the 5 steps to personal finance management, get out of debt, na mention na ni Tony,
Mm-hmm.
establish a positive cash flow, get
Mm-hmm.
insured to protect yourself and your family, invest in assets. If you're able to practice all of those things, then I consider that being financially stable. So,
Mm.
pag may nangyaring emergency, you could pay for it. You have your emergency fund. You don't have any debt, so it's not eating up on your finances. So yeah, it's not that tough. Sorry, it's not that complicated. It's tough,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not that complicated. You have to have a lot of discipline.
Right. And following up, I have a question for you. So, when did you start saying that, okay, so I am financially stable now in your point of life? Let's make it more personal, I guess. Like, when
Um,
did you tell yourself that you are financially stable?
oh man, it was a journey. Right? It's like I remember when I wanted to get married, and
Mm-hmm.
here in the Philippines, that means a boatload of money, right?
Mm-hmm.
Especially in the
Right,
Chinese
right,
community. So I'm
right.
Phil Chai. I'm more Pinoy than Chinese now because I speak better
Mm-hmm.
Tagalog than I speak Chinese. Actually, not that good in speaking Chinese. And being Phil Chai means you have to have like 300, 400, 500 guests in your wedding, which is a lot. For me, it was a 500 guest wedding. And so I would be tilted to becoming unstable again during that
Mm-hmm.
time. So, but
Right.
if you don't have those gaps in life where it's gonna drain your money, like
Mm-hmm.
buying my first house, that was something that put me in debt. Was it a good debt? I'd say so. I'd say it was a good debt, and I loaned my house for 10 years from the bank, but I had the discipline to attack that debt and pay it
Mm-hmm.
off in 3 years. And by God's grace, tapos na siya ng 3 years. So again, it's not that complicated. It is difficult because you have to have a lot of discipline. So there are times in my life where I become a lot less stable bigla because I make
Mm-hmm.
investments and I loan from the bank. But
Uh-huh.
meron ako ina-expect na steady stream of income.
Mm-hmm.
Magfa-fluctuate siya kasi business eh. So,
Mm-hmm.
business is not always good. Sometimes my season, business is good. Sometimes not so good. But
Mm-hmm.
still, you have that, you can expect something there and you can project, okay, kaya nag-loan ako 10 years just to be
Mm-hmm.
safe. Pag may nangyaring hindi ko ina-expect, I have 10 years. The bank is not gonna
Mm-hmm.
foreclose on me.
Mm-hmm.
But my goal is really to attack it in 3 years and be done with it. So I hope that sheds light I'm not sure if I answered the question, but I hope that
Yeah,
sheds light
you
more.
did. You did. Like you mentioned, it was a long journey for you until you actually became financially stable, and you had to make a lot of decisions along the way. Like getting mortgage loans, and then getting married, expecting what, 300 guests?
500.
300,000, 500 guests.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, that wedding was expensive.
Grabe.
But
Okay.
you have to, it's for the parents, eh, 'di ba? It's for your
Mm-mm.
parents. That's how you honor them. Ikaw ba,
True,
Tony?
true.
Since you asked me, we're comparing notes. I wanna do the honor and give you the question back. When did you consider yourself being financially stable?
Well, I would say when I first started taking on a lot of side hustles, I was not stable because sometimes I would get this amount of income monthly, and then sometimes wala, like wala talaga. So I freelancers here could relate, because we don't really know when are we gonna have that stable source of income. And even when I was earning on a good month, sometimes I would have nothing left to save, and I guess it would be because of my spending habits. So I did start seeing, or telling myself, that I am financially stable when I'm able to put off this certain amount of savings monthly. And I actually started investing. So that's when I realized,
Mm.
okay, I got the momentum, and I think I am stable now because I expect a steady source of income coming in, and I know how much to set aside monthly for savings. Then I got to do the things that I like, yung traveling, treating my parents out. Ayun yun. That to me is when I realized I was stable na financially.
That's good, no? The simple things. I remember asking Marvin Guerrero this question, and he says, "If I can buy the food I want to eat and buy coffee whenever I want to drink, then I'm happy." So,
True,
no,
true. Tapos sabi
to each
niya,
his own.
if he wants to wake up, tapos if gusto niya kumain ng boiled egg, okay lang. And it doesn't mean he can't afford a better meal. It just means like he gets to have that freedom of having options. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
yeah. But what an investor, that guy. Grabe. From Mitch, how do you empower your team to step up and thrive without you? Hmm.
You would be the perfect person to answer this question since you've had more experience than I did.
Uh Empowering, I've taught this in a couple of seminars live before. It's all about allowing people to make mistakes. If they know they're allowed to make mistakes and learn from it and evaluate the experience, they're empowered. That's how you
Mm-hmm.
empower them. It's not about the rah. It's not about nice glittery words that you tell them and expect that they're gonna move. They're
Mm-hmm.
not gonna move if they know the first mistake they make, you're gonna spank them. So in
Mm-hmm.
SEO Hacker, how we do it, I tell everyone we have two kinds of mistakes we don't like. Other than that, make as much as you can. First mistake is a fatal mistake. That means you lose a client or you do something so messed up that we lose revenue over it. And why I don't like losing revenue is because it affects the entire team. It would
Mm-hmm.
affect our hiring. It would affect the load that we need to carry as a team together, or we lose some good people along the way. That could be, you know, that could be a collateral damage. So we don't like
Mm-hmm.
fatal mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
Repeated mistakes is the second kind of mistake we don't like because that means I paid for your tuition, nagkamali ka, I paid for it, and you did it again because you did not evaluate the lesson there. You did not
Mm-hmm.
evaluate the mistake. Ibig sabihin, you
Mm-hmm.
paid for it, di mo inaral, di mo inisip, di ka nag-reflect, but how could I have done it better? So those are the two kinds of mistakes we don't like. Other than that, make as much as you can and evaluate
Mm-hmm.
them and learn from them. With this knowledge in mind, they are really empowered because now they know, okay, I can do it how I feel like doing it, how I think is the best way to do it. And if I make a mistake, as long as I evaluate that, that's okay. Sige nga, gawin ko nga. Now they're really empowered. So for me,
Right.
that's how
Right.
empowerment works. Um,
Uh-huh.
when you say step up and thrive without me, I would when you say without me, I'm going to just use the school bus example. If I go out there, the school bus hits me, I die, um, wala na silang CEO, wala na yung founder. How would they still be able to thrive without me? It's through the current leaders installed, and number two, through the processes that we have. So
Mm-hmm.
we document our processes, how we do things.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever there's a new hire, we ask the new hire to read those process documents, apply them, and if they're confused somewhere in between or they couldn't apply it because it's outdated, then that's a signal for the leader to update the process document. So our process document is ever alive, and it makes sure that if we lose good people, even the CEO, the company's gonna go, and yeah, it's not gonna be a problem. Yeah, so those are the two things: install really good leaders, and number two, make sure you have good living process documents. And even if you get hit by a school bus outside, your team's gonna do well without you there. Hope that answers the question.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, that's a very good answer. And just to like pull out the point that you mentioned earlier about employees making their mistake. And I guess that's the advantage of working as an employee. It's that you get to test your knowledge, you get to test your skills in an environment that's not yours. And I learned this
Mm,
from Dodong Kakanado, and he said that when you make a mistake, it's the boss that loses money in your
mm,
workplace. But when you
yeah,
have your own business and you make a mistake, you lose your own money. So,
that's right.
parang ganun yung advantage noon.
That's right.
Just wanted
So
to
if
pull that out.
that's a good addition. So now if you have a startup, make sure you help your people so that they don't
Correct,
make a
correct.
lot of mistakes and you lose a lot of money. That's the thing.
True. Right, right, right.
From America, should I invest in cryptocurrency? Ayan, Tony para
Ayun, dun
sa'yo yan.
agad-agad. Dun na kagad sa high-risk investments. Well, this is a trending topic, and it's most likely because, ayun, we're in a bull market. And, I would say cryptocurrency is a high-risk type of security or investment, and there's definitely a lot of opportunity for you to make money because it's volatile. But I would say, okay, for those who don't know, there are basically two ways for you to earn from crypto. It's number one, what we call yung hodlers, hodling. So these are people who strongly believe that cryptocurrency is the future of money, and that's why they hold on to it for long term. I think Jason Law mentioned before that he bought BTC, I think 2014. Correct me if I'm wrong. Like 2013, 2014. And then the second group naman is majority of those who hold crypto, and they're the traders. So a large bulk of them trade crypto, and the main reason why they trade crypto is because they're just looking to diversify their trading portfolio. Ibig sabihin, they're already trading stocks or even currencies, diba, in forex. And then I would say the third way, which is not popular now, is yung mining. So it used to be profitable back then in early 2014 to 2015, but now it's just impractical and highly risky because you need a powerful server to be able to mine. So those who understand cryptocurrency will know what I'm talking about. So, ayun, you have to determine kung ano yung objective mo first before you enter into cryptocurrency. If you're planning ba to invest long term, if you strongly believe in the potential of cryptocurrency in the future, then yes, go invest in cryptocurrency, assuming that you've done your research. If not, then another way to make money, as I've mentioned earlier, is to trade. But of course, you would have to understand the basics of technical analysis and do lots and lots of research. So one tip lang siguro is try to or to never invest into those Bitcoin mining pools that's very popular on Facebook, FB groups, because what they do is they crowdsource money to fund cryptocurrency mining operations. So most likely they're investment scams. So yun na masasabi ko, should you decide to invest in cryptocurrency. So Sean here has a lot of friends probably who
Ah,
also trades or is into crypto. So What's your take on that?
I don't have a lot of friends actually, but I know couple of people who have
Mm-hmm.
like crazy amounts, made crazy amounts on crypto. That's
Right,
what I could
right.
say.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I haven't made crazy amounts on crypto. So
Mm-hmm.
ako hindi pa ako nakatikim nun.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Hopefully, I don't know, but I'm invested in a couple of cryptos. Most of them from people I'm copying using eToro. That's it,
Mm-hmm.
and that's because I'm sticking to my strategy in investing, and that's no no stress to low stress to no stress. Crypto is very stressful because the
Right,
market is always open, and the volatility is I can't keep up with the volatility. You have to be
right.
awake at certain times in the night when it starts dropping, your heart starts
Right.
stopping, and sabi ko, I'm just gonna open a small position in it na
Uh-huh.
if nag-drop, okay lang. I'll just hold it there and bahala na. Like it that's how I treat my crypto investments. Otherwise,
Right.
it's through the people I copy trade. And they're the ones trading, which is good because when they close a position positively, then I make money and it's for keeps. So I
True,
can't
true.
really, yeah, I can't really like tell you and endorse na go with it, go with the hype. Personally, that's how I'm doing it. It's
Mm-hmm.
still risky, it's still volatile. A lot of it has no fundamental basis. Yeah, a lot of it. You'd be surprised how many of them has no fundamental basis,
Okay.
except for it's an investment vehicle. It's a blank investment
Uh-oh.
vehicle. That's it. So
Right,
super
right.
risky. Yeah.
Tama, tama. And it's highly speculative. I mean, no matter how many times you've heard the people making a lot of money from crypto, again, if it doesn't make you sleep at night, then it might not even be worth risking, right? So you have to assess your risk profile. That's very important because, like Sean here, he can't stomach the volatility, right?
Yep.
Like you have to stay awake and may stress ka lang. So parang do a cost benefit analysis. Like, is it worth stressing over
Yeah.
if you get into crypto. So
Yeah.
yeah, just stick with what works for you and wag kang magpapahype. Mm-mm.
Yep, that's right. So, how you could look at it is how much do you make and set aside for
Mm-hmm.
yourself, your family, and for your investments? And how much are you planning to make when you invest in crypto? Because
Right.
chances are there's a huge chance that you're going to lose money. There's huge chance that you're going to make money. But it's very the line is very gray. You can't calculate it. It's super risky. So when I thought about
Exactly.
how much money can I make and save versus that kind of volatility, I'd rather set aside that money I'm making and saving for a more stable investment that would grow,
Mm-hmm.
steadily over time. And then I'll just keep on adding to that. Cases I add it to crypto, and then it drops, and I add a huge position. That one is not a
Mm-mm.
good
Mm-mm.
run for me. So it depends on
Right.
your risk appetite. Go ba, Tony?
Right.
Ano ba risk
I
appetite
mean,
mo?
ako, I'm highly aggressive. But not no, but
Bata pa.
come to think of it, like, oh, I mean, yeah, because I have a longer time frame in my
Yeah.
case. But man, like if you go to TikTok, you'll just see crypto gurus left and right. And
Mm,
it happened also back in 2017. A lot of people were also hyping and getting into Bitcoin. And a lot of
yeah.
people are not understanding its risks. Now,
Yeah.
even though Sean said that, that's not to discourage you from
Mm,
getting into cryptocurrency. We're just saying now, if you were to get in, expect that there's a lot of potential upside and also a lot of potential downside. So if you make
yeah.
a lot of money this week, you'll also lose you might lose a lot of money next week too. So make sure that when it comes to high risks investments, it should just be the smallest part of your portfolio, not your entire portfolio. Because I'm seeing first time investors getting into crypto because that's the first thing that people are talking about, right?
Yeah.
So ayun, start small and I would say I'm also part of the crypto community, and it's dynamic. I mean, everyone helps each other and everything. It's fun, but make sure that you're also setting aside money to investments that are boring, like the
Yeah.
stuff that grows slowly over time.
Yeah.
Then that's how you know when to balance your
Yeah.
portfolio. That's what
My
I.
yeah. I don't know about you, but my crypto position is single digit lang of my entire portfolio
Mm,
in terms of percenta. So it's really
mm,
small for me. Um,
right. And in my case, like the money that I put in crypto, actually, it's money that I get from brand deals. So
mm,
like, parang you, for me, yung brand deals, it's like a side hustle for me. So even if I lose all my money holding the coins, it's fine because I just used my money from my side hustle, hindi naman from my main source of income. So it won't hurt me as much. So
yeah,
ayun, I just invest what I can actually afford to lose. Kahit na
yeah,
ma-zero siya, it's not gonna affect my quality of life.
right, right, right. It's play money. Yeah, play
Right,
money.
right.
That's what I used to buy those things.
Ayun, you just said it in 2 words. Ang dami ko sinabi, yun lang pala. Okay.
Okay. Next question from Erica. What are the steps I could take towards a future where I don't have to worry about money? Hmm.
This is like in line with the question earlier, like how can I
Yeah.
achieve financial stability?
Yeah.
Meaning you don't have to worry about money coming in. And I guess it's the same answer for me. Find a stable job
Yeah.
and learn how to be able to set aside a portion of your hard-earned money towards future goals. Mm-mm.
Yeah. Or you could be dirt cheap on yourself and you're not gonna worry about money.
Right, right. And like this is what I learned from Manny Pangilingan. Like what he likes to do is he separates his money into different accounts and then he just
Mm.
uses like one active account for spending, but that
Yeah.
account has the lowest balance. So it makes it look
Yeah.
like you're broke and it
Yeah.
pushes him to work harder to earn more money. So ganun yun, parang may psychological tricks that would help you grind more. Mm-mm.
I practice something of the same, but not really for me to think na I'm broke.
Mm,
It's just for me. Why do I do it that way? Because sineperate ko yung personal sa company account. That's
mhm.
how I did it. So the personal, that's what I used to pay my credit card bills, everything.
Tama.
And it doesn't have a lot inside. The corp
Right.
account is the one paying for the bigger bills like our rent and stuff. So that has to everything goes there from our clients. Diretso yun doon. So that's how I
Correct.
separated it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that helps. So it's like the bucketing method wherein you separate your money into different accounts or purposes. That way, if let's say you need to have your own account for your fun money, and if let's say mazero man yun, you blow it out on, I don't know, a major purchase, it's fine because you're not touching your emergency fund, your operating expenses, your business account. So that's one way to go about it if you want to earn while be stable or feel financially stable.
Yeah. Well, make sure that if you're married, kung marami kang account, make sure alam ng asawa mo lahat yon or joint account yung mga yun. Mahirap na.
Great,
So,
great.
would you recommend getting a credit card at a young age?
Yeah, yeah. We're both young, so I think you can also answer. But okay,
Oh,
I'll
thank
start.
you.
Since so I mean, yes, because for as long as you know how to use it, obviously. I mean, if you're ready, if let's say you spend less than you earn, you have savings every month, and you can easily say no to impulse purchase or shopping, meaning you can walk by a sale and not spend or blow all your money. And I would say you're not ready to get a credit card if you view credit cards as free money, because when you look at it as money that you think you have, then you'll just end up racking interest charges. But overall, people would recommend you to get a credit card as young as you can, if you can, because it will be reflected in your CIC report. So at least lenders would be able to see history, because from what I understand, they're more skeptical of account holders that have no credit history. So they're almost always going to assume the worst about you, that you're a
Mm.
bad spender and all. So if you have that credit history, then it helps them decide if, they can take on your loan application or not. So yes, my answer is yes. Maybe you could add into that.
I agree with everything that you said, Tony. So heed
Mm-hmm.
that advice. That's very good advice right there. My answer would also be yes. Why not? If you have the discipline, again, we're talking about personal finance management. It's not
Mm-hmm.
complicated, but it's tough because you have to have discipline. And the
Tama.
discipline is to deny yourself. You deny yourself when you want to swipe that credit card for something that you don't really need. Pause ka muna and let a day or two pass by. If you still feel that way, pause ka ulit. Let a day or two pass by ulit. Bago mo i-swipe. No, I mean that because like people usually think that credit card is a means to be able to buy things they can't afford. That
Right.
is the worst way to use a credit card. If that's how you're
Mm-hmm.
gonna be thinking, if you're gonna be tempted to think like that, don't get
Mm-hmm.
a credit card or cut your credit card. But why I would recommend it is because of the points. So the points I've racked up. So all of my bills I use credit card. Like the ads I run for all my
Mm-hmm.
clients, um, and Meralco bills, all the bills, everything I pay them via credit card. So
Mm-hmm.
my one there was a time my miles like half a million, and I well I couldn't use them because it's a pandemic, right? So it's like it's
Right.
huge.
Yeah, yeah. Free
Yeah,
travels for you.
free travels or well I spent it on Amazon. So
Mm.
Amazon accepts the miles for some strange reason, and I was able to buy a lot of stuff for free. So that for me, credit card makes sense like that because
Mm-hmm.
if you can pay it, and I always pay my credit card bill on time, full amount.
True,
So
true.
make sure you always pay on time, full amount. If not, the interest is crazy. It's just crazy. So do not do not make that interest catch up with you. Yeah. But yeah, that's probably the reason why I'd recommend it.
Mm. Well said. Okay.
What affiliate marketing or niche programs can you recommend for beginners who currently don't have a lot of online presence? What's the best way to start? Okay, affiliate marketing and niche programs are actually highly recommended for beginners, even if you don't have a lot of online presence. As long as you know how to sell online, you know how to. If you ever read the book, um, I forgot the title. Oh my goodness.
It's
It's
okay.
not a popular book.
Yung
So, but
message na lang for as long as the message is there.
yeah, it's about it's about writing great sales letters. Now, this might
Mm.
sound so old, but the history of sales letters is snail mail sa US. They'll snail mail you a sales letter, and if you read it, there's a high chance that you're actually gonna buy it. So that's the history, but how it translated itself into digital is usually a very long page full of testimonials, proof um, of the product working, and full of call to action buttons like click here to leave your email, or if you're interested, or buy now, you get like 50% discount. If it's a very long write up, that's a sales letter. Now, sales letters work. They work and they still work today. So if you could actually create a sales letter like that, you're going to be making money through affiliate marketing. Now, how we do it to SEO Hacker, we have good authority na. The blog has good authority. A lot of software have partnered up with us. SEM Rush, which recently went they launched their public offering. They went IPO in the US. I'm very proud of that, by the way, because we're affiliated with them.
Congrats.
They're our software partner. Sayang wala akong pre-IPO shares, but but I'm proud of them, no. But we don't sell. We're affiliated with them, so we have an affiliate account with them. And whenever people click on the link to go to SEMrush from our website and then they become a customer of SEMrush, we actually earn affiliate money. And since it's a software, we earn every month because they pay every month. So that is one of the best ways to do affiliate marketing for me. It's not big because some affiliate products would give you like 40%, 50% nung cut, which tells me maybe the product might not be that great kasi ang laki ng cut na binibigay nila. So I know SEMrush gives 15% lang I think. Yeah. So we get 15% of the the revenue that they're making per month from the clients we drive to their website. But that 15% is monthly. It's not a one-time thing. So that's what's really good about it. If we just drive traffic one time, two times to them, naging customer, we get it pretty much for life, that 15% payment. Um, but yeah, so a lot of those products that are affiliate marketing, you can find it in marketplaces like ClickBank. You could try that. ClickBank has a lot. Share a Sale is also a website where you could look for affiliate products that you think you can sell. A lot of them are software. A lot of them are software. But I love software because the chances of you being able to make monthly revenue out of one or two sales is really good. And they just deposit it via PayPal. So every month you get PayPal money coming in. You're not doing a lot. You're not. It could be passive income for SEO hacker. It's
Mhm.
actually passive income for a website. So best way to start: sales letter. Study how to do it. Set up a website, and that's it. Drive traffic to that. Yeah. Danielle Hilaria, what's up, boss Tony?
Hi, Danielle. So
Ah,
actually, wait. Ayun, so I met up with him last night, virtual meeting. So
uh-huh.
he's a coach, a fitness coach. So if you guys want to check out his work, he's also a TikTok content creator with over 50K, so 53,000 followers. So I like to call him the
Wow.
king of fitness TikTok. Ayan. Sabi ko, claim niya na yung title habang wala pa.
Oh, may tanong nga siya eh. How do you
Mm.
and this I don't have like our TikTok is not in the radar. Okay,
Yeah,
it's
you're
it's,
you're
it's
still like,
existing. It's not in the radar. So this is your question. How do you structure or plan your TikTok content? Seems like
right.
your listeners and niche.
Okay. So, I would say I follow dati talaga. I'll just randomly post content and then see whichever works, and then I do more of that. But now I become more structured. So, like if let's say you're starting out, you need to first figure out what your goal is. Like, is it to drive brand awareness? Is it to position yourself as an authority in your industry or appear more credible, or do you simply want to be like a celebrity or an influencer? And then once you've finished your objectives, then you determine what you're good at. And yung mga hobbies mo, basically your core competence. Once you've figured out what you're good at, then you have to choose your niche. That way, you get to build also a community of your own. And then after niche, ang daming steps, no? Alam ko to kasi I already gave workshops actually of creating TikTok content. But
From the
ayun, going,
master.
hindi naman. Hindi naman. So after you've created your niche, you know na kung anong category ka. So in my case, it's personal finance. Then you research about your target audience. So the way to go about that is look at the content creators within your niche that are doing quite well. You look at their videos, and then you look at the content that's performing well. Then hindi naman copy it, but you sort of replicate that same structure and make it of your own. So what's good about TikTok is that there are trends that keep people on the app, that keep people attracted to content creators and the videos that they put out. So in terms of planning out, what I like to do is I look at the comment section. That's where I get most of my video inspirations. I look at the most asked questions from the viewers, and I make make a video literally just answering their questions. So for me, that's the type of content that gets the most engagement because you're building that connection with your own audience and you're making them feel that talagang okay, so she reads my comment and she actually cares about me enough to answer my question. Parang ganun yon. um, but after you've created your creatives, then you have to check your analytics and then do less of what doesn't work and more of what works. So that's how I structure my content. So mukha siyang pyramid, diba? So you start from your goal and then at the end you analyze your data. So I know it sounds technical, but I guess that's the best way to go about it so that you could do it consistently and at least hindi siya yung parang YOLO na bahala na I'll just post random content. Ayan.
Good
So
stuff.
that's how I do it on TikTok.
Good
And a lot
stuff.
of trial and error also.
Yeah. So I'm assuming you're going for the celebrity influencer route.
No, 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 no. So when no, actually I
I'm
went
just
on that.
kidding.
Di naman. It just well technically all of us are influencers naman eh. Everyone can be an influencer but not everyone can be a content creator.
Mm, yeah, yeah,
Sabi nga
that's
nila. So for me,
that's
I went on the app simply just to raise brand awareness, to let people know that this is Money Health Check, this is what I teach, this is what I can do. And then it just so
yeah,
happens that there was a video that got viral. And then from there on, people started following, people started asking me to make, oh, talk naman about this one or about crypto, budgeting, all of that.
yeah, yeah.
Mm-mm.
May website ka na nga ba?
Coming soon. Thank you to
Coming soon.
Sean. Coming
Yun yun.
soon. So, I think in like a month or two.
A month or two. Wow, I'm excited. I'm
Mhm.
excited.
Ayan. All thanks to you.
From Erica, once I make my first million, what should I do with it? Hmm.
Wow, that's a very broad question because we don't know what your goals are, eh.
Yeah.
Diba?
Yeah.
We don't know what you want. It's like
What?
asking us what's the best vehicle to take if we don't know what your destination is.
Right. Right. How about you, na lang, Tony? What did you do with it?
Mm, well, actually, with before I hit my first million, people thought na I invested my way there, but it's actually more of I earned my way to my first million. So what I did was whatever income that I earned on a monthly basis, I saved like more than 50% of it, or maybe like 60 to 70% of it. And then once I'm able to hit my first million, that's when I started aggressively investing and building my investment portfolio because not a lot of people understand that like a 10% gain on 10,000 is just 1,000 pesos, but a 10% gain on a million is 100K. So if you look at the difference in volume, you'll realize that you'll actually yield better returns when you have a bigger starting capital to begin with. So yun yung ginawa ko. So I invested in myself. Parang I just took on a lot of side hustles, started to develop my skills that people are willing to pay me for. And then once I hit my first million, that's when I started investing into yung startup namin and then also other investment vehicles then that I've mentioned earlier. But how about you? I mean,
I paid for my
probably.
wedding. I'm just kidding. um, but
Mm-mm.
I think I rolled it in the business. That's what I did.
Mm.
So
Mhm.
not a lot of people see as far as 5 years into the business or even 3 4 years into the business. If your business is growing, that doesn't mean that you're gonna make a lot more money and that's it. It actually means that you have to reinvest a lot more money and
Correct, correct.
yeah, kind of like lose it from your bank and invest it in your business. So with SEO Hacker, we had a very small office. I actually started out at the attic of my parents' house. Freelancer pa
Mhm.
lang ako nun. And
Mhm.
then I got kicked out of the house. So I stayed at the friend's place for a while and I was building SEO Hacker there. And then we finally rented our first office. It wasn't big. It's like 30 square. That's it. That's our first office. And I paid like 10K a month for it, which is during that time, that's okay na yun. That's 10K a month. That's okay. When we started growing, I had to rent a bigger place and it cost more money, and I had to renovate it. That cost more money. So it's not like you could just keep the money and invest it kagad like in a paper asset
Mm-mm.
or in land, or you can't. You have to invest in your business first, because you can look at it this way. If you invest in a paper asset and it makes you like even 50% for the year, but your business would make 500% for the year, of course you're going to invest it in the business. It just makes sense. And if you don't grow your business, there's a huge chance that your competition will eat you up, because that's what competition does. They're always going to want your piece of the pie. If you're not growing, they're probably eating your piece of the pie already, bit by bit. So you have to be on the edge, you have to be competitive. Even today, I'm investing money I saved up in the company to the business. So yeah, yeah, it depends on, yeah. Tama yung sinabi mo, Tony. It depends on what your goal is when you make your first million. But it's not big. I just want you guys listening here to know, a million, you could buy a car and it's gone. Like a million flies by fast. It's not, it shouldn't be na pag naka 1 million ka, okay na, chill ka na. It shouldn't be like that. 1 million just flies by so fast. And property today, if you want to buy house and lot, it's a lot more than 1 million. So it may sound big, 1 million pesos, but if you're gonna buy assets like a house and a car, it's not big. So yeah, hope that helps. Is there a specific budget rule on how to save money from Pam?
There's actually not, like we always say, personal finance is personal. In terms of the percentage of how much you allocate to your savings, to your investments, to your operating fund, that's for you to decide initially. But sabi nga parang the old rule is yung 50-30-20, like 50% to your needs, and then 30% to your savings, and then 20% to your wants. But again, as it also depends on your income. So the higher your income, then you also have to change the percentage that you set for your savings or for your investments. But in your case, how did you do it, Sean, when you first started out? Like when you started having a system for your money?
Well, I went through a phase in my life where I was eating a pack of Skyflakes for breakfast and lunch. Like yung
Me
makapal na
too.
pack. Yeah. So yeah, you probably understand me
In
when I
high school,
say,
yeah.
di ba, na saving is a must for survival during that time, and I carried that over to up to today. I mean, the toys that I buy is like, it's like you get your budget for crypto investment from your brand deals. I get it from my public speaking money. So whenever I have a
Mm-hmm.
talk and client pays, I tell my wife, oh, this is my play money.
Mm-hmm.
This is not company money. This is my play money, because yeah, I spend time, and I it's my 1 hour when I spoke there in that conference. Um, so yeah, when I was starting out, I saved a lot. I saved I probably saved 50% or more. Now
Mm-hmm.
I save 95%. So I only spend like
Ayan.
5%. I don't spend too much. I don't spend too much, especially now during
Ayan.
the pandemic. If you keep buying stuff, mabilis mo mapupuno yung bahay mo ng gamit. So, and yeah, already have too much stuff in the house, and
Mm-hmm.
I have to get rid of some actually. So I save a lot. That yeah. So
Yeah.
for me, the rule is just save as much as you can. Yeah, that's probably
True,
my.
true. And like what can help also is just to simply automate your finances already. Like even in my case, what I do is when I receive income already, I allocate a portion of that straight into my savings and straight into my investments, and I just spend whatever is left. It helps me better so that at least with whatever money that's left, if I, end up blowing it again, then at least it's fine because I've already saved initially before I started spending. So that can also help you. But again, but if you're asking for a more specific percentage, sabi nga nila, if your cash flow is healthy, if your operating expenses or your needs don't go beyond 60%. So siguro that can be a benchmark for you, but depende pa din eh. Depends on how much you're earning. It's going to be different from a minimum wage earner and different from someone like Sean. So kaya
Yeah, underpaid.
95%
I'm
ang
underpaid.
sinesave, ibig sabihin 5% of his income just goes to yung mga needs niya, diba?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I just save as much as I can.
Right,
That's
right.
yeah, and live a simple life. Don't try to keep up with other people
Mm-hmm.
because you're never gonna be happy, and
Mm.
you have to be at peace with yourself. Meaning, okay ka sa sarili mo, who you are. You know who you are. You're aware of your character. You're aware of your identity, and you're at peace with that. You're not gonna need
Mm-hmm.
more stuff. What you're gonna need is more maturity in life and in your spirit. That's it. You come to that
Mm.
point. So
And
for
Sean,
those,
it actually,
yeah, go ahead.
no, go ahead, go ahead. I think medyo na-delay ulit. So, so
Let
I don't mean
go.
to cut you off. I mean,
I
in
was
line with
gonna,
what you were saying, since you were talking about
yeah.
contentment in general. So, I actually asked my the Money Health Check community group a few days ago for questions,
Hmm.
and it got about like 40 people asked, and there was one question from, I forgot her name. I'm so sorry, but she asked, "How do you define enough?"
Hmm.
And
So you want me to answer?
do you want me to start first?
Sige,
So,
yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
ito kasi yung ano, ito yung pinost ko. Sabi ko, if you were to ask a multimillionaire a question, what would it be? And then, ang dami nagtanong ng questions. And then sabi ko, okay, these are like good talking points for Sean's life. So, I might ask you that. So, do you want me to answer first?
See, I'll answer. I have an answer naman na eh. Usually, this is the same. It's the same definition that I use for success, for my
Oh,
life. It's
okay.
just that
I'd
it's
love to
different.
hear that.
Yeah, for
Maybe if I
different
heard it
people,
already.
you
Mm.
have you have last time. So for
Okay, okay.
some
I don't mind hearing
people,
it again.
yeah. Oh, may pusa sa likod mo.
I know.
So, success for other people means $1 billion, $1 billion, a million sports cars and big houses or an island, maybe. But
Mm.
for me, success is a state of not wanting anything. Contentment.
Mm.
You're happy. And
State
if,
of not wanting anything more than what you
yes,
have.
that for
Grabe.
me is the definition of success. And that for me is also the definition of enough. So if God takes me home at that state, I'm successful, I'm happy, and I've had enough. So yeah,
Mm.
I'm not gonna make it more complicated. That for me is the definition.
So that's how you define enough for yourself.
Yeah,
Okay, okay.
yeah. How about you?
Okay, because it's a deep question, right? I told myself before I entered college, sabi ko, alam mo, if nagkapera ako, if nagkakotse ako, if, I got a boyfriend that's so good to me, na sobrang pogi, or if I earn this much, di ba? Sabi ko, okay, if I get all of that, then I'll be happy. But then, guess what? I got that at 19 years old. I was traveling, I was earning, enough, I was financially stable, but that was the emptiest year of my life. Like I felt so unfulfilled. And it was because I thought na I did all these means, and all I did was just for this very simple end. And I explained this to Dan, who's probably listening last night. I opened up to him about it. Sabi ko, that was when I started fearing death. Yung tipong if I, knock on wood, die tomorrow, I would be unhappy. So parang wala akong nagawa. So, that's when I realized that the essence of our lives shouldn't be just acquiring money or status. Like acquiring money or status shouldn't be the goal of our being. The
Mm.
goal should be to live your life so purposeful that if you'll die tomorrow, then you'd be happy because you've done something substantial to other people's lives, you've
Mm.
educated enough people, and you're being purposeful in the work that you do. And in your case, Sean, like you're in business, you're helping people, you're inspiring so many people, right?
I
And
hope
you knew
so.
that you are, and you've inspired me myself, kaya kita Lodi, okay? And then
Ikaw
so
ang
like,
Lodi.
hindi naman. So like you just realize that you weren't doing all of that for the money or for the fame, for the fortune, all of that, but you're doing it because of purpose. So to me, that's what being enough is. So now I can finally say that if I were to pass tomorrow, I'd be happy.
Mm.
Because this for me is enough na. To be able to treat my family, to spend time with my friends, and to be able to make content for people. Oh, okay na. Okay na.
Yeah.
So that's my
Uh,
take to it.
Thanks for sharing that journey. You know,
Journey.
I, I was joking. I posted a status a couple of months ago that I imagine some people putting their QR code on their tombstone of their Instagram. Here lies ganyan ganyan. You could check out more
Oo.
about her or him here, and then QR code. I don't know. I feel like it's gonna be that way someday. It's like people's lives are, especially Instagram influencers, they're on
Mm-hmm.
Instagram. That's
Right,
you
right.
could make up their lives there. Yeah.
Tama, tama.
So for those of you listening, we are on Spotify. This is a recorded episode. It's actually going to be there on Spotify 2 or 3 months from now. We have episodes also from people all around the world that have guested on the show, and we don't do lives with them. So obviously, they're from all over the world. Iba yung time frames nila doon. But yeah, if you want to learn and listen to that, we have David Angel. It's the latest episode about sales, and it's really, really good because sales is the oldest job in history. Henry Ford says nothing happens until someone sells something. You were sold by someone to tune in here. That's why you're here. If you weren't, you won't be here. Sales is super important. And that I really enjoyed that episode, by the way. David Angel. Ang dami niyang tips na natutunan ko. Ang galing, ang galing. If you want to sell more, sell better, make more money through selling, tune into that episode. We publish 4 episodes a week. Or if you want to watch, um, you could tune in to our YouTube channel and you could actually watch the video there, not just the audio. But a lot of people say they want to listen to the audio when they're driving, when they're
Mm-hmm.
exercising, taking a shower. Yung mga ginagawa ko, those are the things I do. I listen to a podcast when I do those things. So
Yeah,
I
same
think
here,
you
same
can
here.
watch. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to watch YouTube, there you go. We have a lot of people who are greeting.
Ayan.
From Jade, mindset matters. If you think you can do it, then you can do it. If you think you can't, then you can't. True that. As a man thinketh. From Patrick Miguel, I'm sure he's financially stable. Minsan na yung i-highlight yung mga comments mo, Patrick. Lumalangoy din.
Hindi na
So, ayan,
na-filter,
fake news.
lumalabas na lang. Kaya
Fake
nga
news,
eh.
Pat. Fake news. Tigilan mo na yan. Ayan. Um,
Ayun, si Coach Dan, he's still tuning in. Hello.
Yeah. From Nino, what's the main discussion? We discuss entrepreneurship, leadership management, finance, and investing. That's so far the topic and the questions that we're answering. It's only high risk if they do show. I'm thinking you're talking about the crypto topic.
Uh-huh.
So hold daw, sabi ni Nino. And Joe says, research is the key.
True, true.
Aside from reading books, ano pang other ways to learn financial literacy from Jet? And if ever meron kaming school na pwedeng enrollan, saan po ang mararecommend nyo? TikTok, Money Health Check. That's
um,
it, and it's free.
and Chauncey's podcasts, he also has a book, and he also posts on YouTube. It's also free. So, ayan, if because not everyone likes to read it. Even honestly, like when I read finance books, like there's some, of course, I stay awake while reading them. But when I was reading Intelligent Investor by Benjamin, I was like falling asleep
Yeah.
halfway through the book. So I like to learn about like business, leadership, finance, all of that through listening to podcasts, because it's almost like you're reading a book but you're just hearing the audio. So it also
Mhm.
helps me focus and start my day right. So I like to listen to Sean's podcast every
Oh,
morning.
thank you, thank
Other than
you.
the School of Greatness, yan din yung favorite ko. But ayun, second then would come yung the leadership stack. Ayan.
Thank you. Nakakataba ng puso. Grabe. Um,
Okay.
promote ka na din yung ibang friends natin. So we have
Ayan.
Randall
Okay.
Johnson. You can check out his podcast as well and YouTube channel. One of the most sought after personal finance gurus and teachers here in the Philippines. If you want to learn on investing and hype and flattery, Marvin Germo.
Our favorite.
Our favorite. Grabe. One of the
Mm-mm.
best investors ever out
Super.
there, hands down.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, free stuff and really useful stuff. I mean, I know these people and I know Tony as well. They don't ask for anything, but the stuff they teach is even better than what school will teach you. I can promise you that because it's ano eh, it's real world stuff, you know. It's not textbooks and academics. It's not grades. It's real. It's the real stuff. So tune into their podcasts, read their books, consume their content, and practice it, and you'll get better over time.
True. But he asked
Ito,
a follow-up question too. Anong school na pwedeng enroll? Parang, what's your take on this? I don't know how to answer that question too.
I have no idea. Like,
Same, like,
I'm not a school guy. Like, failed 28 years. So, sabi ko, alam mo nung graduate ako, Tony, sabi ko, I'm never going back to school again.
you hated it that much.
Yeah. I like went to school twice because I failed so many units. 3 years lang dapat ako doon, 5 years ako nandun. So, pati yung masteral na, hindi naman siya masteral. No, bagsak years yon. So, I've had more than enough time in school. So I have no idea where you could enroll. Ikaw ba may idea ka ba?
I mean, it also depends kung ano yung budget mo. 'Di ba? You have to take
Yeah,
into consideration din. And saan ka ba? Are you talking college or high school? Elementary?
probably
We
college
don't
to, no?
know. Um,
Yeah,
I don't know.
nasa
I
Alliance
mean,
tayo. So,
yeah. So, ano
yeah, animo.
go for LaSalle, I guess.
Yeah, so I can't,
Para lang may masugot eh.
pero really save your money. Just tune into the stuff that we mentioned earlier. Money health
Tapos
check
mamaya
in.
hindi na magka-college. Yun din naman tayo sa issue na yan.
May nagtanong last time nga eh, na should I just skip college? And
Mm.
may nagtanong. I
Yeah,
think
and we
you were
also
there, yeah.
answered. Yeah, we
Yeah,
answered that question last time because it was trending on TikTok. Mm-mm.
yeah. That was interesting. That was
I
interesting.
know, I know.
From Pam, is it better to save or invest? I'll let you answer this one first.
Um, well, normally we all start by saving first because that's how you develop the habit. That's how you develop the mindset of simply doing delayed gratification. And then once you've established the habit, then you can start investing. But again, like what they say, the buy if you save most of your money in the bank, it loses to inflation. So might as well invest anything excess of your emergency fund. Ganun yun. What's your take on that?
It goes hand in hand. It's not an either or. It's not an either or. Hindi sila magkalaban. I would say you have to save and invest. So you save first, build up your emergency fund, and then you
Mm,
save some more and use it to pay for your insurance. And then you
mm.
save some more and that's what you invest. So
Ayun.
it's yeah, it's not an either or. I can't say one is better than the other. It's a process that you
Oo.
have to have both. Yeah.
Ayun.
All right. From
Research is the
Nino,
key.
Kiyosaki stated that you should build a business first so your business can buy your investments. What's your stand in this? Well, I only have two words for you, Marvin Germo. He skipped everything. So,
He just went against the cash flow quadrant. Like, what is
what-
that to him?
yeah, he's just from E to investor. That's it. So, if you need proof, go check his YouTube channel, ask him questions. I think he does lives pa rin, no? I think he does lives.
He does. He,
Hindi.
he even goes on TikTok, guys. Ayan na.
Ayan. So you'll learn how he did it. I mean, ako honestly, kung kaya ko lang na from employee diretsong investor kagaya ni Marvin, I'd do it that way. But I can't. There are some people who are
Mm-mm.
blessed talaga. I think there are some people like him who are very blessed making money in paper assets such as the stock
Mm-mm.
market. It's like for me, I'm not that blessed with it. I can't say that I've made a lot with those investments. I've made more in other private investments than in my own paper assets.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah, well, ako, I really followed the cash flow quadrant. So, I started out as an employee, I became self-employed, and then yun nga, when
Mhm.
you put a portion of your money to investments, then those investments would pay for your expenses and all. So, I guess it depends then on, like, we have to ask ourselves, are we Marvin Guillermo?
Yeah. Well,
Because,
ako, same as
well,
you. I
ako,
followed it all.
hindi. So,
Yeah.
ayun. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
your stand.
Yeah.
Hope that
Yeah.
answered your question too.
I guess Nino, it might be the safe, or it might be the usual progression. I would say
Hmm.
it's the usual progression from employee to investor. Very very rare yung mga tao na diretso sa investments. Very rare, but it works. There are
True.
those people. No.
Mhm.
From Kim, hello, all
Hi,
caps.
Kim. Is that? Oh, hi. Hello. Hello.
There you go. You can do what Sir Carlo Ople does from Patrick, putting aside a percent of money you can put on one or two cryptos that have great fund. Carlo Ople is like his risk appetite is just super different from mine, and that is like
Right.
that guy is blessed. That's what I could say. He's super blessed. His risk appetite is really, but it's going great for him. That's what I could say. It's going great for him. So again, there are those people who are really blessed when it comes to paper assets. Carlo is one of them. And really great guy, by the way. Really great guy. What are factors I should consider before investing in anything?
Okay. Go back to the basics. We've said this like a number of times earlier. So, first, determine your investment objectives. The second factor would be your time frame. Are you going short term, medium term, long term? Third would be your risk appetite. Diba? Are you a conservative, moderate, or aggressive investor? And then I would say the fourth would also be another factor is the size of your fund, because the strategy for someone investing 10,000 is different from someone who's going to invest 1 million. So you also have to take in the size of your fund as into consideration. And then the last one would be your knowledge in that investment. So how much do you know? Again, we're going back to the golden rule, never invest in something you don't understand. So
Mm.
yun yung factors to consider. Is there anything that you can add to that?
I feel like that is so common in terms of a question being asked you na yung sagot mo parang boom 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 talagang alam na alam
Ay,
mo na kung ano
sobrang bilis
sasabihin.
ba? Because it's actually like it's TikTok. So I get the
Yeah.
same questions all the time. And even though I've made videos already answering similar questions, I don't mind repeating it. So parang nakaano na siya.
Yeah.
Nandiyan na.
Auto.
Yung sagot,
FAQ.
oo.
Automated.
Oo,
Galing.
automated na yun.
um, Factors, I'd say you should have something for emergencies first. Because if you invest
Ayun.
and it hasn't made money yet, and usually investments take time, di ba? So
Correct,
usually
correct.
lugi ka pa. First couple of years, maybe first 3 years, usually lugi ka pa. Tas nagka-emergency ka, you had to pull it out, you're gonna pull out ng lugi. Which is, sana
Mm-mm.
hindi mo na lang
Sayang.
ininvest. Sana nagtabi ka na lang ng emergency fund muna. So make sure you have, you follow the 5 steps to personal finance management. I'd say that's very important. Because a lot of people make that mistake eh. Wala pang emergency fund, di pa sila insured, diretso investing. So I feel like that is a common problem because you get penalized when you use that when you pull out that investment to pay for an emergency. Yeah.
Right, right. So establish your foundation first, like what you've mentioned, emergency fund, get yourself insured. In other words, you protect your wealth before you start accumulating it through investments. Kasi sayang din eh, if you're going long term, you need to pull it out because of an emergency, edi back to zero ka. So,
Yeah.
parang wala din. It's just gonna pull you back. It's gonna pull you back further from reaching your long-term financial goals.
Yeah. True that. True that.
Mm-hmm.
Madaming napanood na video ni Marvin si Tony. Marami
Yeah,
na kami napanood.
yeah. Yes, yes. I watch all of his videos actually because he posts every day. So I always make sure that I set some time to watch his videos all the time.
Whoa, every
I mean,
day matutuwa siya nun.
every day. So he has like videos for yung mga analysis, and then minsan it's about now he's posting a lot about crypto. So for those who are interested to invest and trade crypto, you should also watch his videos.
Yeah. Grabe. Grabe si Marvin mang hype ng crypto. Nakakahawa.
Hala!
Minsan mag-chat na lang siya sa akin, nahahawa ako. Pero yeah. Hi, Brian. Yes, thanks for tuning in. Hello, hello. Magkaka-replay po ba ito? Sabi ni Kim. This is actually going to be turned into a podcast, both in YouTube and Spotify. And we don't delete the Facebook video, so you can rewatch it there. For TikTok, I think Tony does snippets of, yeah, some snippets. Last time it was the mentorship one, so you could check that out as well at Money Health
Yeah.
Check on TikTok.
Actually,
Daniel
it's
said,
Antoinette
yeah,
Aquino now. Antoinette Aquino
Anthony.
underscore.
Ba't ka nagpalit?
Um, para alam nila yung name ko. Because whenever I comment on other people's lives, sabi niya, "Hi, Miss Money Health Checker." Tapos hindi alam nyo. So sabi ko, sige na nga, I'll put my name para mas
Yeah,
familiar sila. So,
yeah. That's good, that's good. Para kilala ng brand deals.
oo.
Yeah. From
Money
Daniel,
Health
thank you.
Checker.
Thank you for answering and for the plug. Hey, you're welcome. Where can I spend my money on if I'm 13 years old? Oh, we have a watcher from Twitch.
Mm.
Welcome to the show. And if you're 13 years old, save it up, dude. I mean, if you have money as young as now that you've saved up, when you're as young as 13, the behavior is more important. The behavior, the mindset is more important because you're not yet worried about a lot of responsibilities if you're living with your parents. So just save as much as you can so that when the time comes when you have to support yourself, you have to support a family, you know how to save. You have that discipline, that behavior, and that mindset already with you. Money is all about behavior, just as business is all about behavior. Most businesses close down, 9 out of 10. It's not because of the economy, it's not because of the pandemic, it's because of behavior. A lot of business owners, the behavior is let's wait it out. March 2020, ECQ, let's wait it out, let's just wait and see. Government says, oh, by May or by June, okay na tayo, we're going back to normal. What happened? May and June, nothing was normal. And those business owners are still on a wait and see mode, and they've been bleeding out. It's a behavior problem. And finally, they closed business because they couldn't bleed out further. But those businesses that have the behavior of, we can't wait this out, we have to do something right now and pivot, they're the ones actually thriving right now. So business is all about behavior just as money is about behavior. And when you're young and you're still in your formative years, I'd say 13 to 20 years old is still quite formative, although independently formative. rather than parental formative. So your parents aren't influencing you as much now when you're a teenager all the way to when you're 20, but you're being influenced and you're solidifying yourself, your identity and your behaviors during these years. And so I'd say save up, make sure to solidify that discipline that you can save money and you can say no and deny yourself some things that you want to buy. How about you, Tony? What's your take on that?
Grabe, grabe. I mean, you've said it all, and come to think of it, when I was 13 years old, parang hindi ko pa, I mean, I wasn't even thinking about where to save yet and all. But actually, hindi. I posted a video back then of me making a video about how I budget my 20 peso allowance. So
Yon.
if you guys haven't watched it, go ahead on my TikTok. You'll be able to see it. I was like 10 years old and I was like showing my 20 peso bill. And yeah, during that time, it was all about, I was already like learning how to budget during that time. And grab at 13 years old. Okay, so
Yeah.
if you're thinking about it now, then definitely in the years ahead, you'd be able to establish yourself. You'd be able to learn how to manage your money better because you're already thinking about it as early as now.
Yeah.
Nakaka-proud. Are you from
Yeah.
TikTok?
Good stuff. I'm not sure. This is from
Oo.
Twitch yan eh, yung purple icon. So this is probably a
Mm,
Twitch viewer. Yeah.
nice. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Probably from abroad.
Grabe.
Yeah.
Ah.
From Michelle and Ana Lopez, QR on tombstones. We heard it first on this podcast. Yeah, well, yeah, I think it might just happen. It might just.
Mhm,
Millennials are 24 to 40 years old now, so not that old. But once we start going to once God starts calling us home, might just happen.
mhm.
Who knows?
Grabe.
From Nino, 19 years old, currently have three businesses. Wow, congratulations. Affiliate
Wow.
marketing, e-commerce, local business. Somehow hit a plateau. I'm in analysis paralysis. What do you recommend? Oh, I'm not sure why and how you hit a plateau, but it's I think it's about marketing. When your business hits a plateau, usually it's about marketing or product or service. Those three things are the major things that I look at. Is the product or the service being saturated already in the market, that the demand is low and supply is high? If that's the problem, you have to innovate a new product, a new service, or on top of your product or on top of your service, some value adds. If it's a marketing problem, and it could be overlapped, pag product and service saturation could also be a marketing problem at the same time. So usually it is a marketing problem. You're not marketing well enough and smart enough. I'm not sure what your business is, but the first thing I'd look at is search. My business is SEO. I manipulate search results for a living. If you Yeah, so what I look at is what people search for in that industry. I use aquascape.ph. We had a lot of questions last time. Aquascape.ph is a website I set up just last year because of my aquascaping hobby. We're selling almost every day aquatic plants and livestock. Now, I'm going to look at what people are searching for, like what plants are being searched for the most. And you could look at it on Google Trends, or you can use SEMrush. We're affiliated. So you could use my link, go to SEMrush. They have a free tier, so you could use their software for free actually. Um, and you could check what people are searching for, how much volume does that search term have a month? So people looking for blue shrimp, 100 a month. Did it grow to 200 this month? Did it grow to 300 this month? So you could check that data and see, do I still have a really good market? How many competitors do I have sprouting up? What are they doing? You could also take a look at that if you're not so innovative, because there are people who lack the imagination and wonder. They are not that innovative. So what you could do is you check out what competition is doing, either from here or competition that's not really your competition because they're from abroad. You could also look at that, the internet, use the internet. Um, that's what I'm gonna be doing. Check the market, check your marketing, check your product, and check your service, and see where you could create a new niche market that you could serve. Yeah.
Well, and actually, I have a question to ask because, well, ako talaga yung ano, Isa naging viewer na lang ako. But on TikTok kasi, there's this content creator and she's the CEO of Colorette, and she said in terms of marketing, if you're not the first, then you have to be the loudest. So what do you have to say about that strategy? Does it apply? I mean, inbound or outbound marketing?
Huh. The first one, look, I'm gonna use this example. Who are you familiar with Lyft? Lyft.
Yes, the app na parang
Yeah,
Grab.
parang
Okay.
Grab. And you're familiar
Or
with Grab and
Uber.
Uber. Yeah.
Yes.
You know who came first?
Grab.
It's
I'm just
actually Lyft.
guessing. Ah,
Lyft was
okay.
years ahead. They were years ahead before Uber came to be. So
Mm.
it's not about who's first there. Because you look, Lyft right now, a lot of people don't know them. They're not in Southeast Asia. You thought
Mm-hmm.
they were not the first, right? We don't know these things. But Lyft was actually the first one and ginaya lang siya ni Uber. Uber saw
Mm.
that business model and they really made it, they blitzed on it. Sobrang bilis. Investor, pump money in,
Mm-hmm.
marketing. They did a lot. And they
Yeah.
crushed Lyft. So the if you're the first and you do it really well, then that matters. But if you're the first and you're slow, clunky, didn't do it so well, then the loudest will definitely get lion's share. And when we say loudest,
Mm.
it's not just ads. When we say loudest, it's usually word of mouth. Lot of mouths babbling on about who you are, your product and service. So with Uber, they had the word of mouth strategy. That was very powerful. And that is
Mm-hmm.
if you invite someone into the platform, you get money. Literally, you
Mm-hmm.
get money because you get
Oh
Uber
yeah,
credits.
yeah. I
Money,
remember that. I remember that. Free parang 100 peso credit or
right?
something. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they actually pay for that. They burn VC cash for that. They burn venture capital cash for that. So Uber pays for you
Mm.
to talk about them and invite someone in. And your friend also gets certain discount. So Uber also
Mm-hmm.
pays for that. So imagine how much money they're burning.
Mm-hmm.
PayPal, same. Their structure is whenever you invite a friend to PayPal, that friend gets $50. You get $50. PayPal pays for that because they're not
Mm-hmm.
creating their own currency back then. It's US dollars.
Right.
There's no
Yeah, yeah.
PayPal cryptocurrency back then, di ba? They can't pay in crypto. They're paying you in
Mm.
dollars. So they're burning a lot of money just to get word of mouth.
Mm-hmm.
This is where a lot of businesses get it wrong. They have an advertising strategy. They may even have an SEO strategy, but they have
Mm-hmm.
zero word of mouth strategy. You're not going to go places when you have zero word of mouth strategy. You have to have that. Hope
Mm.
I answered that question.
Grabe. Daming learnings. But grabe, at 19 years old, wow. So first I was 13 years old, 19 years old. Like, God, this
Yeah,
generation is different.
19 years old. I had nothing. I had zero money in my pocket and I was playing Dota 18 hours a day. So
Pero
you're way
CEO
ahead.
at 22. O, diba?
God slapped me in the face, woke me up. Okay, so Patrick's in
Marvin
TikTok.
G
There you
fan.
go, Marvin G fan.
Oh,
My
hello,
my
hello.
my our TikTok handle. I'm not gonna say mine because it's the leadership stack team. It's not just me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just the talent and the producer. Our I think our username is leadership stack, so you could also check it out on TikTok. We're actually about to launch. Oh my goodness, can't believe I did it, but I did it.
Yay! Finally!
Yeah, we're
Okay.
launching next week. Couple of new episodes on TikTok. That's TikTok only stuff. So I had recorded on my phone kasi kailangan daw nakatayo, sabi ng editor
Are you
ko.
gonna
So
dance?
no, that's gonna
I'm just kidding.
if
Of course
there
you're
was a
not.
negative if there was a negative follower count on TikTok, I'd be the first one if I danced.
No, no, no. I mean, like, cause part of being a content creator on TikTok is to actually go with the with the trends, because the algorithm favors creators who go with the trends. So
I-
I don't know. Like, are we expecting? We don't know. So that's why we have to follow the leadership stack on TikTok and watch out for it. And if you guys want to engage, go ahead and comment and request a song. Diba?
A song. Oh my goodness. Did you know? I don't
Na-pressure
know
na
if you
tuloy.
know.
Baka hindi ka na
Kanina,
mag-lunch.
oo nga eh. During
De,
the
joke
pre-show,
lang.
before we went live, you were asking me, did you know? I don't know if you know. One of my gigs before, I was a wedding singer and debut singer. Did you know or no? You
Ayan.
didn't know, no?
No. No, no, no,
Because you were
no.
asking me some question earlier pre-show, so I was thinking about that. But yeah, I'm
Ayan.
retired. I'm retired, and yeah, haven't practiced for a
You guys
decade.
know. We'll know you came from this live show if you request him to sing. Ayan. So not dance, but
Yeah.
sing. Ayan. Okay.
Collab.
Looking forward.
Ayan. Ako kakanta, ikaw sasayaw daw. Yun.
Grabe.
Pero hindi talaga ako sasayaw. I have two left feet. I can't dance. But
Pwede,
yeah,
pwede.
siyempre, helps a lot. Thanks for tuning in. I'm glad we provided value for you tonight. Jade Margaret, not really a question, but appreciation. Hi, Miss Tony. Really enjoy the content you create on TikTok. Really educational. You're the kind of woman I want to be when I grow up. Wow. Tony's not grown up. She's
Ay,
young.
grabe
So,
siya.
but
Well,
good
you
stuff.
wouldn't have known my age if I didn't say it. But
I wouldn't
I
have
well, I did
known.
say my ID number, but
I would say like 16. I wouldn't have known. Yeah. Thank you
well,
for
maybe it's a dimples. Okay.
thank you for Sir Sean for this episode. Keep creating more because you influence. Oh, it's
Oh.
thank you for that, for very kind words. I try to pay it forward. You don't need to tell me to do it. I do it because people like you guys are worth helping out. You guys are worth giving value to. Ayan. What's that called again? Money heart?
Money hearts.
The
Money
money heart.
hearts.
There you go. Money heart.
Ayan.
Yeah. All
Alam
right.
nila yan. I informed them na yun yung trademark post ko.
Alam na nating lahat. First in TikTok, then here on Leadership Stack. All right.
Ayan.
Dami ko natututunan ngayon from Carl. Thank you, Carl, for tuning in.
Oh, I know
Yeah.
Carl. He always
There you
interacts
go.
with my content. Thank you so much, Carl. Yeah, I see you and I read your messages.
All right.
Grabe pa rin.
Awesome. From Jan Noel, Miss Antoinette. All right. Hello,
Hi,
hello.
Jan. Hello.
Any advice to people who are starting a startup?
Man,
Um,
Sean's the perfect person to ask that. Answer that.
the most important thing is cash flow. Make sure your revenue is greater than expenses. Don't let other people tell you otherwise. Now, passion is the more important thing. Sleepless nights is the most important thing. It's not. It's cash flow. As long as your revenue is greater than expenses, you're doing well. If expenses is greater than revenue, you're screwing it up and you're bleeding out, and you have to stop that. So anything to make sure your cash flow is good, keep on doing that. If you have to sacrifice your own lifestyle to make sure cash flow is positive, do it because I did it. If you need to sacrifice sleep for it, do it because I did it. You have to sacrifice a lot. That's why they say your startup is like a baby. It needs you. It needs a lot of nutrition. It needs a lot of, it cries, it
Attention.
brats out. It needs a lot of attention. There you go. So you have to sacrifice a lot for it. The word sacrifice, that's why they say passion is also important because passion, the Latin word is pati, which means sacrifice. If you're not passionate about your startup, you're not going to sacrifice for it. But doesn't mean you're passionate about it, it's a good business. If cash flow is negative, no matter how passionate you may be about it, it's not a good business for you during that time. So yeah, that's my advice. So talagang tipid, no? Tipid kung tipid, sacrifice. You're gonna go through a lot, but here's the great thing about it: you learn a lot. You learn a lot not just about business but about life, and you learn a lot about other people. That's your
Mhm.
tuition fee. The tuition fee is yung pagod mo. The tuition fee is yung effort mo. And if you lose money, that's also part of the tuition fee. I know people who started up and lost money in their first few startups. Now, it's a blessing for me. I didn't have to go through that. My first startup, SEO Hacker, already doing good, and but I still had to pay the price by learning a lot from the wrong people I got. in the company during the first years. So yeah, maybe that's the second advice I'm gonna give you. Make sure you hire the right people. Prolong the hiring process. Take your time in hiring them, and hire ahead. Don't hire when you need them, because you're just gonna hire whoever comes along. Kasi you need them na eh. So hire ahead. Um, kung hindi maho-hostage ka, and kung na-hire mo yung maling tao, they're gonna burn up your company, your startup. They're gonna burn your baby. And since it's a baby, it's very vulnerable. So yeah, hope that helps. Tony, you want to add to that?
No, you said everything. Actually, I couldn't. I don't want to ruin it.
You're
But
not.
I mean,
You're
yeah, I've
too
actually
humble.
heard that advice from one of your podcasts. It's like the first thing to take into consideration is really more on your cash flow. So that stuck with me. So parang naging familiar when you explained that advice. So yeah, Eowyn, good luck. And she also looks young.
Yeah, yeah,
Diba?
yeah,
Grabe. A lot of people are so driven to start their business, to start managing their
yeah,
money. Nakaka-proud. Alam mo
yeah.
naman, parang ang tanda ko na.
And you know, Tony, it's ano huwag ka na, napakabata mo nga tingnan eh. It's
I
one of
mean,
the best
yeah.
times to start today a startup. It's one of the best times because you
True.
can look at it in a way na we're in a great reset. Naka-reset lahat. Suddenly, brick and mortar, which is so expensive, by the way. It's so expensive to set up a brick and mortar business. Suddenly, it's not working. So you have this huge opportunity right now because people know there's no brick and mortar to go to. They can only
Mm-hmm.
go online. And it's easier to compete online because you don't need a lot of money to set up a brick and mortar store. No renovations, no fancy lights, no interior designer, no all of that. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna have to replace it with a web developer and web designer, pero magkano lang yun? Instead of paying millions, you pay like, I don't know, 50,000, 100K maybe, right? But the difference is huge. And the
Mm-hmm.
market, they're all online. Every single one of them. So it's one of the best times to start a startup today. Yeah.
Yun.
From Joel, you can hope for this generation, Miss Antoinette.
Of course, we'll do better. And well, I think the drive really comes from the fact that Gen Zs and millennials, we see the brokenness of the world is more transparent to us. Kumbaga, everything is on social media now. I mean, I don't watch TV anymore. Do you?
No,
Parang hindi yata,
for a
no?
long time
Not
coming
anymore, right?
already.
Like we're
Yeah.
and on TV, everything is filtered, but on social media, as in all information, it's like up in our face. So a lot are more driven to not be the sandwich generation, and that's why we also see a flux of people investing in the stock market. And ayun, I have lots of hope for this generation. That's why I teach and I put out content just as much, and I'm doing it consistently too. So
Good
yes,
stuff.
Joel.
um, with the TV, I think the only time that I really watch TV is when I commute to school every day. So
And when was that?
that was when I was 16
Ayun na, age
to
reveal na.
yeah, to 20 to 21. So
Diba?
college years, because I live in BF Parañaque growing up eh.
Mm.
I live here now as well. Was able to
Mm-hmm.
buy a house here, but growing up, it would be an hour to 2 hour commute. Depende sa traffic sa Zapote, sa
Mm-hmm.
bus. And bus siya all the way. So, oh my goodness, the TV stuff you watch on the bus. It's I wouldn't go there again. That's what I could say.
Right, right. So, mm-mm.
Yeah. Eowyn, thank you, Paul. Learned a lot from you both. You're welcome.
Yay, you're welcome.
Yeah. Michelle from Mitch. Yay, oh no.
Ayun. Ayun, may
Well,
nag-request na.
on TikTok only.
Ayun. So go follow him on TikTok if you
Pang
haven't
hype
yet.
ng follow eh, no? Yeah.
Expect
Yeah.
that. Ayun, if he hits, ano na, set na number.
I
Following.
don't know, 10,000. Let's set it
Grabe naman
high.
yung 10. Actually, that's possible. That's possible. You
Let's set
can
it
you can
high.
actually get 10,000 like overnight. Um
Really?
yeah, you
Wow.
can. That's how insane the organic reach is on TikTok. There was one time when I had a viral video. I got like 12, 13K overnight. And then nag-grow na siya
Whoa.
exponentially. So, sabi mo yan 10K? 10K?
10,
It's easy
10K,
to get
I think.
10K on TikTok than it is to get on YouTube. So, that's
Talaga?
what, yeah. So, 10K kakanta ka na.
Kakanta ako ng thank you,
Sige.
everyone. Thank you, everybody.
Ayan na guys ha, to everyone watching.
Oh
Um,
no. Live recording pala yun, no?
re-
Accountability. All right, from Nino, there are a lot of investment vehicles, but sophisticated investors always preach that it isn't the investment vehicle you should focus on. It's the strategy that you should work on. What's your say in this?
Well, I would say the investment vehicle is just as important as your investment strategy. I think you have to figure out your strategy first before you choose your investment vehicle. Like, if let's say you want to enter the stock market, then of course your strategy will be different if you're an investor versus a trader. And the reason why a lot of sophisticated investors like Sean or Marvin preach that is
Marvin lang.
because it's your investment strategy that you have to stick to or follow regardless of the different market conditions. So it's what's gonna help you not lose a lot of money, diba? Because well, investing in the stock market, let's say it's a psychological game. So people tend to take action based on their emotions. Madami nag-revenge trading, they don't stick to their strategy, and that's exactly how they lose money. So it goes hand in hand, but ayun, you have to figure out your investment strategy before you enter the market. It is also possible to adjust your strategy as you go into the market because you'll figure out, okay, so this works for me and this doesn't. So that's my take on that. How about you, Sean?
I completely agree. Strategy trumps the vehicle. There's a lot of investment vehicles that you could get on. And the strategy is not just parang I hope to get 20% per annum. That's not a strategy. That's a
Right.
goal, but that's not a
Correct.
strategy. And the strategy is more of here are my convictions. This is
Mm-hmm.
the market that I want to study and I'm going to invest in. And these are the expected returns per annum
Mm-hmm.
or per, I don't know, like half a year or per 5 years, depending on how long you want to put your money in there.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is what I'm going to do no matter what. That's a strategy. Okay, that's a strategy. The 20% per annum, that's not a strategy. That's a
It's
goal.
a goal.
And usually it's a
Mm-mm.
goal that's not gonna be met because we have no control over the market.
Correct.
But yeah, stick with the strategy, not the vehicle. So I'm sure Tony, you're invested in a lot of investment vehicles. You mentioned
Mm.
crypto, mentioned stocks, life insurance. Same with me. I have a lot of investment vehicles that I put little bit, tiny bits of money on to see which ones work and how they work, and mostly to learn them. Right? It's like tuition fee for me. I just put little bits of money to see how they work, and then the ones that I like that fit my strategy of the Swan strategy, sleep well at night, SWAN, then I'm gonna put the money there with returns of greater than 12% per annum. I'm happy. Actually, 12%, I'm happy. But if it's greater than
Mm-hmm.
12%, I'm even happier. So anything 12% or more, long term, 3 to 5
Mm-hmm.
years, and the risk is relatively low, and then I'm able to sleep well at night with the risk. That's my strategy. So I just shared with you my investment strategy right there.
Ayun, free knowledge, grabe. So, but you
Yeah.
know what trumps both investment strategy and the investment vehicle?
What?
Your investment thesis. So,
What's that?
your investment thesis. So it's basically your reasons for buying or selling, let's say, a certain stock or investing in a certain business. So your investment strategy will stem from your investment thesis. Because actually earlier, a client asked me, sabi niya, I bought the Apple stock a few years ago. and it doubled in price now. Should I sell it? And
Mm.
I always respond, what are your reasons for buying that stock in the first place? Or kumbaga, ano yung investment thesis mo? And does it still apply today? So your investment thesis will determine whether or not you're going to sell a stock, whether or not you're going to do this type of trading strategy or not. So it's the investment thesis first. Then from there, you get to determine your investment strategy. Then you choose an investment vehicle. So, ayun yun. So, in other
Yeah.
words, this is your why, your big
Yeah.
why. Mm-mm.
Got it. Galing, galing. Investment thesis. Got it.
Mm-mm. And Marvin says this like in other words. Kumbaga like parang ano ba yung reason mo for selling that stock? If binili mo lang because someone told you to buy it, edi ayun, parang 'di ba? He goes along those lines. But in other words,
Marvin
ang
Gaye mo
meaning niya,
style na Marvin Gaye mo style yung pagkasabi mo na.
'di ba? Oo, memories pati yung mannerisms eh. But ayun yun yun.
Galing, galing. Good stuff. Ngayon ko lang natutunan yun, guys. Investment
Wow.
thesis.
Ang okay.
Yeah. I first heard it from Tony. There you go.
Yeah.
Um, Aaron, Daniel, yes. Hi. We met earlier. So yeah, I met earlier with Aaron kanina. We went to a friend's wake. So yeah, good friend. Good friend. Glad you're home. From Nazim Mamulin Mamulintao. Hello, I currently have a business. I'm Gen Z. Ilang oras ano? Ilang oras natutulog yung pusa?
Hindi connected.
That's for you.
Hindi connected yung hindi ko gets yung saan yung tanong. I currently
Oo nga eh. Nazim, thanks for
I'm
watching.
so sorry.
Or,
Can you like rephrase? Um
I don't know. Like,
actually, he likes to sleep on that spot every time I do a talk or an interview. I don't know why. I think he just likes the camera. I don't know.
he likes the ano, he likes you talking.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I mean, not really surprised.
There you go, Nazim. But, we're not sure ilang oras natutulog yung pusa. Ayan.
He can sleep
Ayan.
the whole day, actually.
The whole day. Wow.
Mhm.
Good. Yeah, he's really asking ilang oras natutulog yung pusa.
But like it's good to know you have one business. I was expecting like a question that would be in line with that. But
There you go. From Guillier Naval.
ayun.
Rio once knows. What does that mean?
Only the real ones, as in the people watching now, would know.
Oh, got it. Got it.
We're gonna remind
Plenty
you, in
of
other
good
words. They're gonna just remind you like, oh, lapit na. We're gonna do a countdown. Like once you hit
Countdown.
5K, ano, lapit na ng
Tagal. Tingin
10K
ko
and
matagal
all.
pa yan. I'm safe.
Yan. No. So guys, follow him na. If you haven't, it's the leadership stack on
The
TikTok.
leadership stack. Yeah, that's it.
Mhm.
Cat's out of the bag. Yeah, your cat at back. Yes. All right, he's moving now. There you go.
Yeah.
Joel,
Ayan na.
thank you. So yeah, that's all of the comments. We've brushed through them, all of the questions. Guys, thank you so much for all your time. Really enjoyed this episode. Really did. There you go.
Yeah, I had
That's from my
fun.
heart.
And I learned a lot from always new learnings from you.
Likewise, likewise. Investment thesis. And for those of you who are not yet following, we are on Spotify. Just search for Leadership Stack or put that link down there on your browser, and you're going to be able to follow us. 4 new episodes per week. And this one's going to be a recording and a publication there as well. Sometime 2 months from now, because we have a lot lined up. But yeah, love it. I'm actually looking forward to our first episode being on the podcast on Spotify.
Yay.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah. Grabe. From listening, now I became like yung guest. Okay, anyway.
Oh, it's an honor to
Still a
have you.
dream to me.
More to come. More to come.
Ayun.
And then on YouTube, there we go. We are also on YouTube. If you guys are on YouTube, we'd love a subscribe and you can watch the episodes there. This is also going to be published on YouTube a couple of months from now, so you could watch it again. But we splice it up to certain topics. So, mas madali panoorin kaysa sa isang buo niyong papanoorin dahil 1 hour and 44 minutes na tayo dito. So, from Anne, thank you. Hoping for your cola. Okay,
Yon.
Anne, thank you
I'm
then.
ready to dance. So, talaga, well, kailangan
Ready to dance.
nag-radiate yung confidence para maano ka din, ma-encourage. O, diba? Kahit ako,
Thank
I
you.
don't like to dance publicly, actually. People just request din eh.
Yon. Ang lakas nyo kay Tony, guys. Ang lakas nyo kay Tony. 2 hours well spent from Jade. Thank you, Jade.
Thank
We're loving the two
you.
hours as well and really enjoyed this one. Patrick, yes, tama na ang hype at fake news. Thank you. And hope you're doing really well there on the other side of the world where you are. And thanks for tuning in. Really appreciate it every
Thank you.
week.
Thank you.
And for those of you watching on Twitch, Periscope, YouTube, Facebook, thank you so much for tonight. Again, this is Sean, and I have Tony as a guest here. I learned a lot. Hope you guys did too, and hope you guys are better for it. We will be back next week, Thursday, 8 p.m., because we are always Thursdays, 8 p.m. Thank you, and keep on leading. God bless you guys.
Yan. Bye-bye.